Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jump. Today I'll be reviewing the Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons and Ages manga. Now, this was made by Akira Himekawa, I believe, and I think it's the same guy who's made the other Legend of Zelda manga, so the Twilight Princess one, the Ocarina of Time one, and I think, and this is basically based on the Oracle games. And from what I've read, it's an interesting take. I think it's a really nice, interesting manga. I haven't really played the games that the manga is based on, but from what I've read, it's a really interesting manga, and it's a really interesting, I would say, take on the games. But yeah, and I do like how, like with the other Zelda mangas, it's kind of done in their own style in a sense, and I do like how with I think a bunch of the other Zelda mangas, you've got like the first few pages where they're just coloured in, like some of the pages and the panels are basically coloured in, and then you after a few pages you're moved on to the more traditional black and white panels. I've got to say, it's really well done in their own style. I do like some of the character designs. For example, I would say this. Hang on, there's like a bit at the beginning, like with like one of the main enemies of the game. If I can find the exact. This will do. Yeah. So I like I think like the main design of the main bad guy. I believe in Seasons, the one with Din, and with this guy in particular, if you look, if it's like on the lower part of the left-hand page, his design is quite interesting. It's got like a lot of the lines on them is quite detailed, and you can see he's like a menacing kind of character, whereas with Link up here, he's more like younger looking. Well, obviously he's like probably years younger than the main bad guy here, but you can clearly see that these two designs for these two characters are very, very different. And I do like how in the beginning, when he first started reading this in the black and white part, the designs, especially for Link, are very kind of, I would say, basic kind of, but it's in a good way, because as you read more, the designs of Link as well as everything else around him starts to get better, and that's really interesting. And I do like how the progression of the designs and the art style just get better and better and better, especially when it comes to like some of the main villains of the manga, and that's really interesting, and I think it's really fun. And yeah, I think it's really interesting. And also like with the Ocarina of Time manga, there's also like a sort of extra story thing. Like when on the Ocarina of Time manga, Link was, I think, at the Zora's Domain or the fishing pond, and this is basically like the last few pages, basically just sort of short story in a sense of the Orca games, and it's really fun, and I think it's quite interesting. And yeah, I would say it's fun. It is a nice read, and I think it's really interesting. And like with a lot of the other mangas, if you want to see for yourself of how these sort of how these games are adapted into manga, then if you want to have a look for yourself, then go for it. And yeah, I would say this is an interesting read, and I really like the mangas of how they adapt the games. So yeah, so that's been my review for the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Oracle Games manga, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.